Ever wonder how some people get mind-blowing AI art from just a line of text, while others get, well, weird stuff? Today, we're going to fix that. In this video, we'll explore how to craft the best image prompts for AI tools like DALL-E or Midjourney with a little help from our buddy ChatGPT. We'll keep it fun, simple, and loaded with tips. By the end, you'll be prompting like a pro and turning wild ideas into amazing images. Let's dive in. First off, what do we mean by an image prompt? Simply put, it's the text description you give an AI to tell it what kind of image to create. Think of it like giving instructions to an artist. If you just say, paint something, the artist might scratch its head. But if you say, paint a sunrise over the mountains in watercolor, now you're giving a clear vision. An AI image prompt can be as short as a single word or a detailed sentence. It's your creative starting point for the AI. The key is that your words paint the picture before the AI actually paints a picture. So yes, in the AI world, you literally use your words to get what you want. Okay, so why fuss over the quality of the prompt? Can't you just type cool picture of a car on Mars and call it a day? Well, you could, you'll get something sure, but it might not match the epic vision in your head. A sloppy prompt can make your AI act like a random image generator, but a carefully crafted prompt turns it into a reliable creative collaborator. In other words, better description equals better art. Imagine this, you hire two painters for a mural. To the first painter you just say, paint me a forest. To the second, you say, paint a misty pine forest at dawn with sunlight filtering through the branches and dew on the needles in an impressionist style. Which painter's work do you think will come closer to what you imagined? Probably the second one, right? Same principle applies to AI. The more specific and vivid your prompt, the more likely the AI's output will match your vision. A good prompt is basically dream telepathy with the AI. You're planting your idea directly into its silicon brain. If you skip the details, the poor AI is guessing what you want. And guess what? AIs are terrible mind readers. They need your guidance. Now here's a pro tip that feels a bit like cheating. If coming up with a perfect arty prompt feels hard, ChatGPT can be your prompt writing sidekick. Yes, our chatty AI friend isn't just good for answering questions, it can help you whip up creative image prompts. In fact, some designers literally feed ChatGPT a few keywords and ask it for a nice descriptive prompt. For example, say you have a cool idea like snail race in space, but you're not sure how to phrase it. You could tell ChatGPT, help me describe a surreal image of two snails racing in space. ChatGPT might come back with something like the whimsical scene of two steampunk snails wearing racing goggles, zooming along a rainbow road through outer space, stars twinkling in the background. Now that is a prompt. It took a simple idea and made it oddly specific and fun. You can then take this spiced up prompt and feed it to DALL-E or Midjourney to get a truly unique image. Basically, ChatGPT is like your creative prompt coach. You provide the rough idea or elements you want, maybe a style or a mood, and ChatGPT weaves it into a nice sentence for your image generator. This saves you from staring at a blank prompt box and hoping for magic. Instead, you collaborate with ChatGPT to brainstorm the magic. Let's compare some bad vs good prompts to see the difference. We'll start simple and then get a little wacky. Bad prompt for woman at the beach. Good prompt, a 1950s pin-up style portrait of a smiling woman in a polka dot swimsuit, standing at the shoreline, with golden hour sunlight cast in long shadows. The good prompt specifies an era, a style, the woman's pose/outfits, the time of day, and even the mood. The result will be much closer to what you imagined, down to the vintage vibe and warm lighting. The bad prompt. It could have been anything, daytime or night, painting or photo, serious or cheerful, the AI has to guess. Bad prompt, dog in a hat. Good prompt, a dapper corgi wearing a Victorian-era top hat and a monocle pose as if in an official royal portrait with a smug smile. Why it's better, the second prompt paints a funny and specific picture, not just any dog, but a corgi, not just any hat, but a Victorian top hat and a monocle. We also hinted at a portrait style and even the dog's expression. The AI now has rich details to work with. The result could be an adorably regal doge that makes you laugh. The first prompt, dog in a hat, might give you a dog with a hat, but it might be boring or not the style you wanted. Notice a pattern. Specificity and clarity turn a mediocre prompt into a great one. You don't necessarily need a super long prompt, just the right details. In fact, the Midjourney team suggests that short, clear prompts often yield the best results, and overly long, complicated prompts can confuse the AI. It's about finding that sweet spot. Include enough detail to guide the AI, but not so much that you're writing a novel. Think quality over quantity. Science has proven it. So, what kind of details make a prompt shine? Here are some prompting strategies, basically elements you can specify to give your image more oomph. Always start with what you want to see. Is it a person, creature, object, or scene. For example, a medieval knight robot or a floating island. Make it clear who or what the star of your image is.
Think about the art style or medium. Do you want a photo, a painting, a 3D render, a pencil sketch, anime style, Studio Ghibli style, Van Gogh, oil painting, pixel-like 3D, etc.?
Specifying this sets the vibe. For instance, watercolor illustration of a city vs. hyper-realistic photograph of a city will give very different looks. Is it a close-up portrait? A wide landscape?
Centered or asymmetrical?
You can say things like portrait orientation close-up or wide-angle landscape shot. This helps the AI know how to lay out the scene. Do you want a bird's eye view from above or a worm's eye view from the ground? First-person perspective or a distant third person? For example, a city skyline from a bird's eye view or from the perspective of a cat looking up at a towering birthday cake. Changing the perspective can make an image more dynamic or surprising. Lighting sets the mood and realism. Is the scene in bright daylight, at golden hour sunset, or lit by neon signs at night? You can use terms like soft diffused light, dramatic shadows, neon glow, or candlelit. For example, cinematic lighting with deep shadows gives a very different feel than flat, even lighting. Is the atmosphere cheerful, spooky, peaceful, energetic, mysterious? Adjectives help here: whimsical and playful, dark and eerie, serene and calming. If you want the image to feel a certain way, say it. E.g., a lonely cabin, ominous mood, with fog versus a lonely cabin, cozy mood, with warm lights. Totally different images. Mix and match these elements to craft your prompt. You're basically directing the AI like a movie director or art director. And if this sounds like a lot to think about, don't worry, you can build it up step by step. In fact, let's talk about iteration next. Rarely does a masterpiece come out on the first try.
The secret sauce is iteration, tweaking your prompt and trying again based on the results you get.
The cool part. ChatGPT can help with that too. Here's how you can refine prompts in a loop. Start with your best guess prompt and generate an image. Take a look, what's good, what's off. Maybe the composition is great, but the colors are dull, or the concept is right, but the style is wrong. Tell ChatGPT what you got and what you want to change. For example, I got an image of a robot knight, but it's too dark and gloomy.
How can I make my prompt brighter and more colorful?
ChatGPT might suggest something like add phrases such as vibrant colors or specify a time of day like sunny afternoon. It could even rewrite the prompt: a medieval robot knight standing in a sunlit field, vibrant colors, bright sky, cheerful mood. Boom, updated prompt. You can get specific. If the style wasn't right, ask ChatGPT to try a different style, make it look like a Pixar movie or in the style of a comic book. If something weird appeared, you can tell ChatGPT to emphasize what should be there. For example, emphasize one sword in one hand and mention the other hand empty. Take the new prompt, generate again, and see. With each round you're homing in on what you want. Maybe you go almost there, just need a dramatic sky, add it in.
Rinse and repeat. ChatGPT is great at offering new wording until the image is spot on.
This back and forth is like sculpting with words.
Don't be afraid to do several tries. Even seasoned AI artists tweak prompts multiple times.
Each iteration is a chance to discover something new or cool.
And honestly, part of the fun is the surprise you get along the way.
Sometimes the AI might even show you an unexpected twist that you love,
which you can incorporate into the next prompt.
It's a very playful process.
Throughout it all, ChatGPT is there as a creative partner, suggesting ideas, refining descriptions, and helping you make this image more awesome in just the right way. There you have it, your crash course in getting the best image prompts with a little help from ChatGPT.
A prompt is just your description to the AI. Better prompts mean better art, and ChatGPT can be your secret weapon for cooking up imaginative, detailed prompts when your brain's feeling lazy.
We saw how adding specifics like style, lighting, mood, and perspective can take an image from meta WOW, and how iterating your prompt lets you fine-tune the results until they're chef's kiss. The world of AI image generation is like a big playground, and prompts are your playground commands. Now you're equipped to command the way, whether you want a simple landscape or a crazy scene of, tacos floating in space with party hats. So go ahead, experiment, have fun, and don't be afraid to get creative with your wording.
ChatGPT's got your back, and your only limit is your imagination.
Thanks for watching and happy prompting.
Now go make some art that wows us, you creative geniuses.